10 likes.
No shit.
That's amazing.
Dude, that's pretty fire.
We have like 100 comments on this video.
I'm nervous.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm nervous because we're gonna be famous. Guys, I want the money. I don't care about the fame.
Oh, fuck,
I'm
that's
here
a
for
nice
the grift.
pike.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I can get the real picture up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a nice pike, man.
Phil and Dana sent me a photo today
Oh,
at
I
like
got a nice one this
9
morning.
a.m.
Oh,
or
no
whatever
kidding.
time that was. It was
No
right after I
kidding.
got done with work.
Yeah, that's
that's
hers.
beastie, man.
Yeah.
That's a nice one.
28 inch.
Yeah, I
we'll
caught a
put it
28
up
inch.
on
Oh,
here,
that's
I guess.
perfect for pickling.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
perfect for pickling, man. I got some pike that I need to pickle, so it's like, oh, if you get any, if you happen to get any sheephead
Mhm.
or quillbacks or any of those pikes, and if you don't want to flay them up and eat the meat, that's like we'll bring them up. We'll brine those bad boys and
I
dissolve the
got
meat.
you all winter long.
Oh man,
I didn't mean to
love-
say 28 inches. We should round it up.
No, it was
30.
28.
Mhm.
No,
Yeah.
it was 20. It,
Maybe
I,
even
I'm
38
not a liar. Like
inches.
I sent you the tape measure on it. It's
Yeah.
28 inches.
Yeah.
Like,
I like when it comes down to like if you're looking at getting a pike from meat, it's like 30 inches is kind of the sweet spot.
Mhm.
Like I follow the same rule my dad does. It's like if it's 31 plus, we'll throw it back. But if it's like that's like between like 28 and 30 inches, we'll keep it and like I'll fillet them up and stuff like that. I've done pike tacos with it and such. Or I will go ahead and we'll brine them and we'll turn them into just like
a lot of people don't like eating the pike because they're slimy and just gamier fish than a
that's the
pan
best
fish
part of
or-
it, you know.
With butter.
Like
Pretty good.
it all depends on how you cook it.
I'm gonna go
Exactly,
pick up. I'm gonna go
exactly.
pick up the whiskey glasses because I forgot to grab them before you got here.
That's
Oh,
all right.
We're good.
I can
Yeah.
walk out this way.
See, that's what I like about pike and salmon and trout. It's like
You can
got those
incorporate it into almost anything.
exactly, and the best part is that I go after those fish because of the distinct flavor. Because like I've had my fair share of white flaky fish, but it's like it doesn't taste any different
My
for me.
buddy actually had some leftover salmon from this spring, and
Yeah?
he made a shepherd's pie out of it.
Ooh,
yeah.
man, that bit is fire.
It looks so good.
Yeah, it's like the last time I had some salmon, he was there. We actually, I brined it. I put it on cedar planks. I smoked it with using cherry wood, and I used this barbecue / mustard combination. Hit it with some candy bacon from Spiceology.
Mhm.
It was just so good, and that the mustard turned this beautiful
You should make that
crust to
face
it.
again.
What's that?
What? Oh,
Make that
nothing.
face again?
Yeah.
So this,
Chat heard me.
yeah. So I'm going with Chattanooga whiskey. I don't know what you guys are going with. I was in the mood for this stuff right here.
I think we just drink all the same stuff because I'm too lazy to go grab like a whole. That's so far away.
A whole 3 feet. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even think. I think I could probably reach it from here, but it is a trek. I have multiple drinks because I only slept like 2 hours today.
Yeah.
I wasn't even gonna sleep that long. I like set my alarm for like an hour. Next thing I know, Jeff is knocking on my door. I'm like, oh God.
Yeah.
But I got a package today in the mail. I got an Amazon package. You got a
Some quality.
yeah, I got some like good cologne, which we were talking about it earlier,
Yeah.
but like how that's like one of the few things that I buy like name brand
Hmm.
because like name brand cologne lasts so much
Oh, yeah.
longer.
What's
when
your
you,
what's your favorite cologne?
I get an Iron Man. It used to be sold by Avon, but it's no longer sold by Avon, and they've gone their own company.
Oh, they got big enough to do their own thing.
Yeah,
Good,
so
good on
they're
them.
about $80 a bottle. So like,
Yeah.
I buy a little bit pricier of cologne.
Yeah. I love a Marnie Code.
Okay.
It's got that nice, sweet, musky smell to it. Alicia loves it, so it's like it's like
And then-
it's right around that.
And then lately, I've been getting into like a lot of the Dr. Squatch stuff. So like they got
like the
they got like a Pines one that I really like,
Mhm.
and I wear it out deer hunting, and it's worked for me.
Nice.
Nice.
Well, this year, what you should do with your dad and stuff like that is
Mhm.
save the deer fat. We can turn that into soap. It is nice. I got some soap. Did you smell it when you were during Meat Fest?
Oh, the beef tallow one or the deer tallow one?
Deer tallow, yeah.
I remember it.
It's pretty good because it's like it only has 5 ingredients. It's got sandalwood in it for the smell. It's got cocoa butter, and then it's got lye, and then it's got venison.
Huh.
Yeah, the deer
It's
fat from it.
interesting. It
Yeah,
smells good though.
I'd like to learn that process.
it's actually like so. The way Tom was explaining to me, it's like he got inspired from. He went on Pinterest, found the recipe, then he went on YouTube and he found someone that's making it to go get all the steps down because he's very analytical, and it's like the guy's extremely smart. Like he is the guy that you'd want if we ever bought land,
Mhm.
he'd be the guy I would hire to do the land management for it, and he'd figure out ways to give us tax write-offs
Mm.
for the property because he just knows all that stuff because he lives locally here within La Crosse, but he does work in Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Illinois, so he knows his shit. And so that's the best part. It's like part of the way he offsets his costs for customers is he figures out a way to give you a tax break. Like it's putting certain flowers and weeds and whatever else they
or
can
food plots.
food plots, yeah,
or-
something to be able to re-give back where it's like you're able to have a portion of that to do that, so you
Right.
get a tax
or
break.
farmland or
Mhm.
tillable land.
Oh, yeah.
Tillable land.
So, did you ever talk to your landowner about bringing?
I haven't got a hold of him yet.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I
But
know
yeah,
it's you only gun hunt, so it's like it's still a little ways to go, but it's like
Oh yeah.
I'm not necessarily chomping at the bit. 'Cause
I,
it's like
I know
so
he's
warm.
working. I know he's working in the rock quarry every day. So like, finding the time that he gets home is like very rare.
Oh, yeah, especially like
he's-
right now.
Yeah, he's working sun up to sundown
Yeah.
right now. So
My dad did
trying
it
to
for
get out
30 years.
as much time as he can in the rock
yeah, before the winter. 'cause
before
you
it gets
can't
dark
work.
at 5.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like your half your source of income goes
It's
out the
gone,
window
yeah,
for
yeah.
winter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless people
seasonal.
are buying rock unless he produces for the city or whatever,
Yeah.
and they come
So
get rock.
this is his quarry. This is what
Yeah,
you're saying. Okay.
Yeah,
See,
privately owned quarry.
my dad we used to work for LR Falk, which is
Okay.
pretty big in the North Iowa region. So they have multiple quarries and stuff. But yeah, it's like I remember growing up and having him. He'd be gone before sun up and be back after sundown
Yep.
and stuff like that. And it's like, but he was multi. He was a diesel mechanic. He's kind of like he knew every
Jack
for
of
the-
all trades.
Yeah, we've been there for the company for 30 years. So
Yeah.
like he knew a little bit of everything, so it always kept him. The only time he got laid off is during hunting season. That was during Christmas time when we were off from school. So it was like it all worked out. Even when he was off, it's like he's out hunting.
That might have been a preferred time for him to be laid off. Just
Oh,
yeah.
Well,
fine.
Yeah.
I'll go spend it out in the woods.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, that's because it's like he spent because when there's no snow on the ground, he would go hunt. He would go after upland game bird
Mhm.
and go fishing.
Okay.
So that's how it's like. My dad's he's never been a bow hunter, but he always liked to always going gun hunting. So like, but it's like his season was all planned out based off of pheasant season, small game and stuff like that. So that's what I grew up with was. But then as I got older, it's like I like how can I spend more time in the woods? Oh, archery season.
Mm-hmm.
Because then it was like he had that squirrel like 20 yards away. It's like
You really
50.
make me
It's
mad.
like it's like this is a $40 arrow. Do I want to kill a
Yours
squirrel?
is
with
gonna be
it?
a lot more silent than me taking out this squirrel.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, the upside. Is
I take out the squirrel. Everything knows I'm there. Everything.
Everything. Yeah.
And then my dad's walking up, going, "What'd you get?" The squirrel, 20 yards away. You see him?
Mhm.
He's there.
Yeah.
Facts.
You know?
Facts. Oh yeah. Or you get after it, it's like you blast 3 rounds. Like what you kill? 3 raccoons. Yeah, see 1, 2, 3.
Well, last year I shot at a coyote.
Nice.
Because the guy that we hunt on, he's got calves and stuff out on his other
Mhm,
property
mhm.
there. And he goes, "If you see him, shoot him."
Yep. Because in Minnesota, you can hunt coyotes year round. You don't have to
Yep.
get a fur bearer's license.
Nope.
So that's the upside. So like if you ever want to
So-
go hunting for some,
Yeah,
we can all go.
I can
right
all
now,
go out.
go.
We can all go out there.
You can all go.
I
Yeah.
have
So it's
a
kind
call
of like
too.
hunting
Oh,
boar.
I got a rabbit call.
You got a rabbit call?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one of those Icotech ones.
Okay.
So it's even got a little decoy on top of it.
Oh,
but it's
very,
got
very nice.
it's got a 300-yard
Mm.
range on the remote control. So we can, and it can. And I don't know if mine can do dual sounds, but I know it has like 25 different sounds I can
Oh yeah,
work with.
I take my rabbit call out there maybe last day of the year if I'm
Mhm.
not seeing very many deer, and I'll
Mhm.
kill 4 or 5 coyotes while I'm out there.
Go for it, man. Kill them all.
All right.
Did you ever? I don't think I've told you this, but where my daughter lives, where I grew up and stuff like that in Minnesota, I think it was 2 years ago now or 3 years ago. There was a kid who just went door knocking every single place that it's like, hey, I know you have coyotes. Can I come out and hunt them?
Mhm.
And over the course from January 1st to like March 30th, he shot 180 coyotes.
Wow.
Yeah, because nobody's hunting them over there.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like it's just perfect.
Well, like the guy I even like hunt for, he's like, "You bring it to me, I'll give you $50 a hide or $50 per dog."
Oh,
No
dang.
kidding.
Yeah, like
wow.
if I drop one and bring it to his doorstep, there's $50.
Shoot, I should if I shoot 4, I'll pay for.
Yeah.
I'll get my money back on
Yeah.
a
Pay for
tag.
your tag.
Yeah, because it's like 2. Because
Yeah,
Minnesota.
last year I
and-
shot the one. It paid for my whole year
Yeah, because
because I only shot the one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Minnesota and Wisconsin have the same price tag for their tags.
For the like vice versa, like out of state, in state stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's so many that live on that border where it's like you have to pay for
Us,
that,
yeah.
and then you have to pay for that.
It's funny that like we're like the area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, God, this is some good whiskey.
Oh, I haven't even taken a sip yet. Forgot about it.
It's not
He's
Bottles,
over
we
there
don't
with
have to
his
worry about it.
nectar
I-
and his
I
water
threw one
and
of the
his Red Bull.
cans.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. So this new nectar flavor,
The sound,
iced
sounds
mango.
fire.
Go ahead and
Sounds
try it.
fire.
I
It's
don't know.
pretty tasty.
We're not a sponsor yet,
Not
but
yet, not
if we
yet.
ever get there, that's probably
Whoa.
that's the open pack.
Yeah. You gotta remember there's two.
Yeah, there's two
wrong.
things they don't want you to litter. Okay.
Mhm. Hey, at least it's better. Than, yeah, at least like some of the bigger companies are doing that, like with Zyn and such. Having the
Yeah,
ability to do that.
yeah, it's nice because like chicken bones are not biodegradable like everybody says they are. Did you see that? Somebody was like throwing chicken bones out the window on like a TikTok, and then everybody was getting mad. They're
No
like,
way.
they're like, dude, if you're throwing those out they take like 10 years to biodegrade. And that's like in a biodegradable setting.
Mhm.
Throwing chicken bones out the window in like the middle of downtown Chicago, that's not gonna biodegrade. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
It's gonna become a weapon at that point.
Yeah. You see dogs.
Somebody
with
already
chicken bones in their
designed
mouth.
like a new.
Bam.
Somebody designed like an auto switch for him already. Like this is Chirac, man. You gotta be ready.
That's the thing about those chicken bones. Like, a dog gets those and starts chewing on their hollow, they'll
choke.
kill them. You know.
Exactly. Yeah. So somebody was like real mad. I don't know. Some famous guy I think was the one throwing them out the window. I don't know who it was, but I don't want to like say names.
No,
and then
yeah,
just
yeah.
We get like sued for defamation and.
But it's like, sir,
not
it's
the
like
right
there's a
name.
video of the person doing it, but yeah,
I
we don't.
swear it was not Jim Carrey. Okay. Jim Carrey.
Or Diddy right now.
Yeah, or Diddy. Yeah,
yeah.
It was probably Diddy.
I mean,
He's in jail.
what didn't he do?
He's throwing him out of his jail cell.
Have you
Yeah,
heard some of the
exactly.
Dua Diddy parody songs? Like some of them are just hilarious.
I think it
They're
was
fucked up, but they're funny.
Kasha or Kasha.
Kesha?
Is
Kesha, yeah.
Kasha like remixed her Wake
Oh,
Up
yeah,
in the
yeah.
morning, but
Feeling like P Diddy.
To
That-
fuck P. Diddy.
to fuck P
Mhm.
Diddy. I don't know how exactly she changed it.
Well, she's
but
like, woke up this morning feeling what, like,
saying
whatever, and then
yeah.
and then woke up this morning yelling "fuck P Diddy."
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
So like that's funny.
I think she like now since
which I
she's-
think is clever. Like, go ahead and switch that lyric.
And then
up.
what is it like? Usher is now on the campaign trail for Kamala, so he's probably connected.
somebody's got to keep her steady line of kids coming in.
Yeah, he went from like, no, I'm never gonna vote to her
couldn't
to
be
not
Drake
working on
It
stage.
can't be Drake now.
Oh yeah,
You know?
Yeah.
He got sent back to Canada. They revoked his green card.
Did they?
I don't think so. I don't.
Man,
think
that's
so.
like I was gonna go for 4 years.
I'm kidding.
Oh man, that sucks.
They
I
almost
don't
did
think
that to Justin Bieber,
Yeah.
but we owe him an apology. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Justin.
Yeah,
We didn't
that
mean
poor guy
to.
got he got tossed around. That poor kid.
Yeah, I feel very bad for all of the things I said to him.
I swear, the last couple of years, you start listening to start going through his lyrics and stuff like that. And he's talks
Like,
like one of the songs is called "Pizza," and it's like you look at the definition of pizza by the FBI. It's like that's fucked up.
Yeah, that's pretty messed up.
Mhm.
I don't want to talk about it too long on this show, but
Yeah,
yeah,
it's all entertainment, folks.
yeah,
Do your own
it's
research.
just getting killed like that would not be the way to go out.
Right.
Earlier today, I was like talking about how there's like me and Brad were
Mhm.
talking about the monument mythos, which I've mentioned to you
Mhm.
a lot.
Mhm.
You mentioned it on the pod.
I've mentioned it on the pod too.
Mhm.
So
we,
yeah,
we talked about Don't Start Dark because the monument started popping up all over in 2020.
yeah. So
Is it starting to come back again?
well, yeah, I think there's like a resurgence of it because some conspiracy theorists thought that it was like a real thing, but it's like a fake thing. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
FDR is not our current president.
What?
Yeah, right. There's not like giant mega
Trade one
structures that
communist for
could be-
another communist.
Yeah.
Like that's fine, I guess.
Yeah.
All the communists are all the same.
But yeah, some conspiracy. I think it was like Tara the Bull. I don't know if you've like heard of her at all. Okay, she's like pretty big on like TikTok and all that. But she like brought it up because she thought it was like a real video, but it was just like the monument mythos. Brad stumbled across it from there, and he's like, "Oh, you told me about this like 2 years ago," and then he started watching all of them.
Yeah.
And anyway, we were talking about that, and then I was like, "Yeah, dude, the only conspiracy theory that I like really believe is probably the Clinton body count, and it's just because of how many people have just disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
they
know,
get
like-
hung with
like
a
a-
shotgun in the face.
Like
Yeah.
like their homemade like
Found hung in prison. You
Yeah.
know.
yeah, their like homemade chef dies in a 3-foot pool of water. It's like, okay, well, you know.
Did you guys hear about that murderer down in Georgia? I can't remember his name. He's like he's got the skull face tattoo and stuff like that. He just got arrested. Like I know Bunny and JD Delay has been talking about him.
Do you like these?
But
Yeah, they're nice.
These are better than the berry.
It's the confirmation he has an SOS out on him in prison. So if you don't know what that is it's smash or stab. Because he's like he's supposed to be like he's claiming that he's
Master
part.
Step.
Yeah, so it's he's claiming to be part of the Aryan Brotherhood, but it's like he's been
Sounds
caught.
like a Call of
Yeah.
Duty game mode.
Yeah,
Shooter stab. Yeah.
Shooter
Shooter
stab.
yeah. But this case is smash or stab because you can't have a gun. But it's like it's something. It's something that this guy's going through because it's like he's just a POS because he's got a long line of history against violence against women.
Okay, so he did it, is what you're
Oh
saying.
yeah, he killed 2 women, 3 women, or something like that. Yeah.
Gotta get those numbers up. No, I'm kidding.
Well, he got caught. He's in jail now, so
yeah,
he's convicted.
that's crazy.
So I don't know how much longer. The fact that Matherson's still alive is surprising me because I know he's got an SOS out on him too.
Matherson, I don't know who that is.
He's on that 70 show.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Hyde.
Hyde. Yeah.
Hyde, yep. And then
I forgot about
the
him.
lead singer from the new lead singer for Linkin Park. She's a supporter of him too.
Cool. Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds right. Sounds right. I don't like her new voice anyway, so
Yeah, it's pretty trash.
I didn't. I was like, it
Her
tries
stuff,
to
like-
sound like her, or him, but it's
Yeah.
not. It's not him. And
Yeah.
you're a woman.
Like her original stuff is pretty cool, but when she tries to step in the shoes of Chester, it's like, darling, shut up.
Yeah.
Because there are far more talented people than you are. They just picked you because that's what the DEI hire wanted.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. She is the DEI hire for Linkin Park.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy. Everybody needs one nowadays.
Yeah,
You
no
know?
shit.
Rage
And
Against
if
the
it sucks,
Machine
it's like,
turned
well,
in-
it's her fault.
Yeah. You know. But yeah, so I forgot about that 70s show guy. Did Ashton Kutcher, did he beat the allegations?
They're eventually going to catch up to him. The rumor has it that him and Mila are trying to hightail it out of here and go over to Europe, try to go to to Italy. Because I know what Tom Hanks, he got a dual citizenship over there. It's this way, like when Kappa died, stuff like that, and then they started all the connecting all the dots were coming through. I'm just waiting for when they finally connect Oprah Winfrey to everything.
Is that what the
Jay-
final nail in the coffin is? It's Oprah.
That's a bingo. That's on my bingo card.
This
you
is
know.
okay.
Next
all right.
Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Yeah, I feel like Jay-Z is more likely to go down than Oprah. So Oprah's got like
She got connections to the Obamas.
yeah. I mean, she almost ran with Trump even in like the 90s.
Yeah, well, that was before she got money, and then she would figure out who really controls her money.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. I'd be interested to see. I mean, like, what would it be like? What's your face? Ellen? Is Ellen
Oh, yeah,
connected to all of this somehow too?
Most likely,
Yeah. So it's
they're
like,
all intertwined, so they all work at the same company, same building and stuff.
yeah. I would love to see something like just that whole network, I guess, go down. You know. But I don't want to like just watch stuff burn. But like, usually nothing happens. But it's just like something happens. You know.
Yeah,
Some charge comes up and.
it would
Who
be cool
knows?
to see that happen. You know, it's like just bring out the gallows, do a public hanging, call it good. You know,
That'd be
and it'd be the highest
crazy.
ranking pay-per-view out there. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine hanging Oprah in front of everybody on the world stage, or like I don't know,
That'd be crazy.
do it
Diddy,
right
yeah,
before
Diddy too.
Hang Diddy.
right
You know.
before the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl halftime show.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
That'd be
yeah.
amazing.
But you
I'd
gotta
be
pay
down.
to see the halftime.
Who's the halftime show this year?
I have no idea.
Is it somebody connected to all that who had to like
Most likely.
cancel or bail?
Probably.
Probably.
I don't even know if they've announced it yet because I know it's like I think they've announced the Super Bowl colors, so it's like now those conspiracy. I know they already predict the Chiefs are going to beat it. Who's going to play the other team is going to be? I have no idea.
The Chiefs are already confirmed.
Yeah. The Chiefs are already got the second place sitting right there, and then the Vikings just had their first
Kendrick
loss. So.
Lamar is.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
that
it's
might,
fun, yeah.
that might
He-
be all right then.
Well, he
I don't
also
know.
hangs out with John Legend and Chrissy Teigen, so there's
Sure.
that connection.
Is he gonna play? Not like us.
Oh, 100%.
Shot and Drake.
Yeah.
Right there.
Well, it's gonna be funny too, because like everybody in the crowd and everybody at home will be saying that A minor, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Maybe he'll even take a shot at like Dr. Disrespect too. We might as well see it all. You know what I mean?
Well, that'd be awesome. That'd be pretty legit.
That'd be hilarious. Actually,
Just start going through the list, or
just checking the list off. Like,
just think if Tom McDonald was able to afford going to the Super Bowl.
yeah, they
That'd
would
be
never pay
wild.
him to go there.
Oh no, he'd be killed out walking on the
Someone
field.
that I'm
Him or, like-
surprised hasn't gone is Tech with Kansas City going, but because he's at most of their home
Yeah.
games,
Yeah.
he's banging the drum. He's
Yeah,
But with Tech though, it's like in order to get the Super Bowl halftime, you got to pay whatever the fee they're asking for them. So it's like, yeah, he's been in the game for 40 years. It's like, do I really need to do that? It's like I'm already rocking it. So
yeah.
I'm thinking a lot of times that people like Kendrick and everybody else is over the years, like they're probably getting funding from their agency or something like that
that's
to go along with it. So it's like I don't see Tech really like wanting to do it because like he'd probably throw a concert the day after, the night of, or,
Oh, yeah.
or the day before, just to kind of
And get the people who came into town
Mhm,
still.
mhm,
Yeah,
yeah.
because like Super Bowl, everybody goes there for like a weekend usually. So it's like,
yeah. And with Tech being
Man,
independent artist, it's like he's got the upside. So it's like he stayed away from the devil.
it's funny because like I don't really care about like sports that much, but I feel like a Super Bowl is like different. You know what I mean? Like I feel like there's just,
Last
like,
year we didn't even
moments.
watch it. We sat in the kitchen eating food.
Yeah. Oh my god, eating food at Jeff's house on the Super Bowl is probably more fun than going to the Super Bowl. So I'll give you that. But-
Sorry, Darren.
Yeah. But yeah, it would be like fun to go. Say it was in like Vegas or something like that. Like you just go for like the weekend, but then you just like hang out there after, obviously, and then you go to like everything else. But yeah, it's like hard to get a hotel like anywhere in the city that's like it's in. It'd be like going to the Olympics. Like it's just like near impossible to drive through it all. And
Darren said when he went to the Super Bowl there when the 49ers there in Arizona and stuff like that was a motherfucker getting tickets and stuff like that. Parking was a bitch.
yeah,
It's like, but he says I made bank leaving because it's like he was drinking so he couldn't drive because he'd Uber Lyft out there
yeah.
in Glendale. So it's like it was nuts because it's like people are charging like $2,000 or $3,000 a night for an Airbnb.
Oh, yeah.
It's like it's expensive. I dated a
nuts.
gal that lived like 4 or 5 blocks from there, and so when they built it and stuff like that, like she had to show proof of residency that she lives inside near that place because they had all lockdown and stuff.
Yeah, and they do that for like a week beforehand.
Yeah.
They're like, hey,
Yeah, it's usually like 24 hours prior they start locking all everything. Any means to get in and out of it, they lock it all down to kind of go around it. But it's really cool though when the stadium hosts paintball there.
oh yeah,
because it's usually the kickoff the entire season because it's beautiful in February in Phoenix, and so everybody's flying in and such and like playing paintball. It's just full of energy. It's pretty badass.
that's
sick.
sick.
Mhm.
That's sick.
I did
That's sick.
play in the tournament, but I was there loading pods and screaming out plays and stuff like that, reeling to try to like pay attention to where they're going from. So
Yeah. We gotta get something like that going around here, dude. I want to go like paintballing so bad.
I got all the I got
Paintballing
all
or
the gear.
airsofting is super fun too.
Yeah,
I like not getting welts from paintball, so like airsoft is just like the milsim alternative to that, where you can kind of
It's-
go a little bit more tactical. But
Oh, for sure. But it's like the biggest thing is you got to worry about cheaters. But it's like you got to be able to hit them in the count. You got to hit them in the spots so that they're going to yelp.
yeah,
That's why I like paint because it's like you're going to see it.
You're gonna see.
yeah, I'll still occasionally like on the back, like the back burner when I'm like doing editing and stuff. I'll just throw up a video of like an epic paintball or epic
Airsoft, like
airsoft
snipers
battle.
and stuff like that.
And it'll be they'll have like teams of 200 and they're like clearing out small towns that have been like abandoned, and they're just like throwing nades over the doors and they're like doing like the whole nine. But
Oklahoma does.
man, it would
Throughout
be
the
fun.
last 30 years, Oklahoma did a D-Day, and I think at the highest they had was like something like 8,000 people participate.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it was insane.
So like going to one of
Straight
those
chaos.
events. Well, and
Mhm.
it's straight
Paint
content
everywhere.
It's
just
content.
and they didn't have what
You just
we have
get-
now for all the video
you get
recording options. and such.
GoPros, you can get different angles. You can have people following you with
The
cameras.
drone
like-
footage, the drones, woo, baby.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like that's like all. I mean, it's just fun. It would be fun to edit it later, after in post and all
Mhm.
that.
I played in a couple of charity events up in the Minneapolis
You
area.
hear that?
You'd be like,
Yeah.
anywhere between 6
Oh.
to 1,000 people.
That scared the bejesus out of me. There might be a rat in the kitchen.
Nope. I'm going to take the long way.
Oh man, yeah, I don't know what that noise was. That sounded like something down here.
That's what I
like,
thought.
like it could have been.
But John and I did a couple of charity events for the children's hospital up there. They did like a 5-year run to get something like $250K to be able to open up, get a heart monitor, a bunch of stuff for the children's hospital, then also buy a bus to be able to accommodate kids, stuff like that. So this way, it's like they're able to unload them on the bed instead of having like so this way they're able to support because they're dealing with high risk kids and stuff like that. And I think the biggest game I participated in was like 1,200 people. It was
Wow.
600 person
Wow.
per team, stuff like that. They broke it up to 3 different teams. And they had
Imagine-
it was
That's wild.
Imagine
It's
being the
fun.
last one picked up in
my
that.
my favorite game was
Feel real bad.
I ended up
They're all
shooting.
dying.
Yeah.
I got dome rocked and I got pissed off and I just went off and I shot like 18 people, just popping them, man. It was crazy. It's like I just got pissed, like fuck you all, I'm shooting everybody.
Yeah,
'Cause
dome
it's like
pop
they had-
sucks.
yeah.
It sucks getting hit
I
in the
take
head.
It
my
was cheat paint.
I take my colors off. No, I'm shooting everybody.
Yeah,
I'm my own team now.
That's my own team dying at that point. Like that's me going Rambo.
It's free for all now.
Yeah. So you get the akimbos out, and you're just like, all right.
Hate grenade.
Yeah.
Hate grenade.
Hate mine. Fireball.
Claymore.
Lightning bolt.
that would be cool to have. The Claymores.
Yeah.
But they do make bolt action.
Claymores
paintball
are
guns now. They're
mean.
like $1,000.
You get your ankles taken out by a claymore. It's just paint everywhere. It's just
Mhm.
yeah, it's so mean. It's like 300 balls to the ankles.
Well, I showed you that like catapult thing
the catapult.
where they stepped on it and all of the paintballs like
That's sick.
I
I
have
don't
a
think I
video.
remember that,
I
but
have a video.
I
yeah.
believe it. Yeah, I just know that like
There's a couple.
I
Really
mean, the
cool,
paintball grenades are
CO2
sick.
Yeah, there's a couple of CO2 charged Claymore stuff like that. They only have like 30 paintballs in it because you put them in each individual thing and then
Yeah.
just spritz.
Oh, I have seen those. Yeah, because
Those would be pretty cool. So I wish I had those because that'd be badass to set up
Yeah.
the tripwire and stuff like that. But hey, if you got somebody gonna come steal your sign,
yeah.
blast.
Well, because they have those for airsofting too.
Mhm.
We used to set them up in like I used to play Secure the Cabin with a couple of friends on like some properties. So
Yeah.
it would be you put 6 people inside and you put 6 people outside.
The landmine.
And the team that wins is going to be the one that takes the cabin.
yeah, right
here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So this is like really cool stuff, but you can just see like the paint
Mhm.
scatter. And yeah, you like put the balls in the front
Yeah.
and then it's like
Mhm.
front facing enemy thing. Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Pretty sick.
I had a friend of
Um,
mine that
yeah.
during 2020 his signs kept on getting stolen. So it's like what he would do is he would go and grab paintballs and inject them full of deer urine, and then they would take wax. You
That's
take
just
wax,
neat,
seal up
dude.
the holes, and you just blast them
Ammonia.
with it. Oh, it's steak. He just said it's like once that spread, the Biden supporters stopped coming around.
At that point, you're just telling people they can't get
We used to
clean.
inject them with like glow sticks so we could go out at night
Yeah,
and glow in the dark.
because
glow in the dark airsoft
Paintball.
BBs too.
Yeah, there was a company that did make glow in the dark paintballs, but it just they couldn't get the chemicals right, and it just like more people were disappointed from the lack of excitement from it.
Mm.
But if you
Yeah.
get you crack a whole bunch of the glow sticks,
Mhm.
you break them open and you inject them, and you have you get like an 8-gauge needle or something, and then you just turn around, you put a little bit of wax on top of them, you seal them back up, you get that feature with it. It's pretty neat.
Yeah. I know it's great that we can like talk about. I forget how much like paintball experience you have and stuff.
Dude, I've been
It's
playing
dope.
since the 90s, man. It's
Dope.
crazy. I love it. I love shooting people in the face.
That like
Dude.
out of context is hilarious. Clip it.
Yeah, clip it. Yeah. Oh, you just like shoot people in the face and just somebody getting shot in the face with white paint.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
man.
it was great. I've missed those days. They're fun. They're so much fun
Yeah.
because it's like once you get to the point,
There's
you
like
play-
2 things that we got to do. We got to go bowling as a group. We got to do a B tier bowling night.
oh, nice.
We have to.
Okay.
I wish we could do like a podcast at the bowling alley. If anything, we set a camera up and then we just like play bowl. Like we just go bowling.
Okay.
That might be kind of
Do it in the living room on the Wii.
He's like, get the Connect out there, you know.
We get the stage mics, stuff like that, where we're like, strike. As we're talking into our mics.
That might be fun.
Yeah. Just make sure everybody has a wrist strap on because we don't want to throw them.
We know
the window.
Diddy Kong is probably going to happen then too. So Diddy Kong racing night.
See who can scream like a girl.
See
and get
if we can get the cops to show, or Kato to show up for once.
Oh, that would be hilarious to have Kato. It's like, hey, nice to see you here. Here's a mic.
Yeah, jump on the pod.
Yeah. You can leave your body cam on too.
Yeah, we need that footage.
Blue cam footage.
Right.
We end up on Code Blue Cam.
2 pods at once.
2 pods at once.
No, that would
Two
be pretty cool.
projects.
Yeah, that would be pretty dope.
And I can't totally take credit for this, but I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet. There should be like a Code Blue cast, you know, like they should do like Code Blue Cam podcast.
Okay.
And I think it would be hilarious to have Kato on that.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
You know, I don't know the Code Blue Cam guy like at all, but I know Kato does. So it'd be really sick to like have. I don't know if it could work like this, but I could even host Code Blue Cast. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And somehow kind of bring in like the equipment and stuff for Kato so that he could host it really.
Mhm.
But it would just be like he could have his
You'd be
cop
the
buddies
producer.
on. Yes, yeah.
You'd produce it.
I would help produce it for the Code
He
Blue
would host
Cam or the Code Blue Cam guy, but like we could get, I don't know, because you know he pulls in quite a bit of money every
Mhm.
month. Like I think he's making probably like 30 or 40K a video, and he does 5 videos a month or whatever. Like he's pulling in good money.
Mhm.
And then plus all of his sponsorships and deals, he probably makes like $1 million a year over.
Oh, easy. But
Maybe like
phenomenal content.
0.8 or something like that. I don't know what he's exactly pulling in. Kato said he's like gone through numbers with him. But I was like,
Yeah.
dude, like we should figure out a way to get the Code Blue cast. And then we could have cops, I guess at my house, that's fine. I don't care. But we just kind of get them like set up and like get their content out. Cause I think, imagine going through, so say like Kato went through his own video breakdown, right? And they could like go through like the video breakdown here.
Like, what
and
were you
then they
thinking
could-
at this point?
Yeah, like what
What's
you know,
going through your head?
or
Like,
or
right.
or other people's videos even.
Mhm.
They're just like, okay, so what do you do as a cop in this
Yeah, what would
situation?
you do in this
You know,
situation?
there was a
Yeah.
really good, there was
Wow,
a
he's
really
pulling in
crazy
some good numbers. He's got 2.5 million subscribers. Some
Dude,
videos
he's
hit 21
pulling
million.
money. So like
15
you know,
million.
and I
On
want to
average, minimum.
I wanna help-
500,000.
when I see somebody that I know could capitalize more, I'm like my brain is thinking, okay, this is what you got to do, right? Kato pitched him that idea. I was gonna pitch Kato that idea to go pitch to him because I was like, yo, like this is already like Code Blue cast. It's already written, right? You just have like you could have firefighters on too
Yeah.
in some
Paramedics,
situations. You could
whatever,
do-
yeah.
you could do like the whole 9 for emergencies and stuff. But they could break down. I don't know if you guys saw that video of like that chick who ran out of her apartment with a knife right away and like stabbed that dude in the head.
Oh,
You see that? There's a video recently, but
Oh.
so right away, the body cam footage starts up. He's knocking on the door, and this like 6'5" gal runs out of her apartment and starts throwing a knife right at the cop.
Hey.
Like
Isn't
right
that
away.
college basketball girl?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And he put her
Mm.
down.
Yeah, and he like backs. I mean, he gets stabbed in the head. Like he
Yeah,
gets
yeah, yeah.
slashed up in the
Oof.
head, and he's like taking steps back at this point, and he's like, "I'm gonna shoot you." Like you have to stop running at me. She runs at him again, almost hits him one more time, and he puts like four or 5 shots out,
Mm.
and then hits her on like the sixth shot or 5th shot or whatever it was, and she goes down. And like you can see the body cam footage, all of that. That's crazy. Somebody put like a Doom edit over it. It's kind of funny, but anyway, then the dude like pans the camera, or the other cop finally shows up, and you see like the injury that happened to his head.
Yeah.
He just
Oh.
has blood all over, like his face, like
God
just looks
damn.
beat up. But he took so long to take shots at this girl. I'm assuming because of race.
Oh, 100%.
Because like
100%.
he was
on top of his election year.
and it was like and it's not something to bring this up because like even the cop, I think he was an Asian minority, right? So like
Mm-hmm.
Asian cop shoots 6'5" college basketball gal.
Mhm.
But it's like, you know, you don't have to even bring race into that. Like, why
No.
would it take him so long to fire? And that's probably why. It's because of the backlash that would have happened if he would have shot
Mhm.
right after that first stab wound.
Yeah.
A stab wound, granted.
Yeah.
So, like, anybody in that situation, like, he showed so much more restraint
Yeah.
than was probably necessary.
Then
and
you got
then
the
to
cop
end
down in Davenport here. I think it was a week or two ago, or something, even closer than that. He killed a dog, killed a friendly dog.
I saw that a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was his second dog within like a month and a half. Is
No
it that
kidding.
guy?
I don't know. All I always know is given the story that it was a cop down in Davenport, Iowa, that killed a dog. That was a friendly dog
Yeah.
because he was sent out to investigate 4 different dogs, but he killed the wrong dog.
Was it the one that he shot it right in front of their family?
I know there's a couple of kids that he shot in front of the
Yep.
owners.
Yeah, that's the video. So that comes from like a ring cam. This dog, like, you know, is barking at the cop on the lawn, like he's like kind of
In
away,
his own lawn, yeah.
in his own lawn, and the cop or dog comes rushing at him. Cop takes one step back, just unloads a clip, and this is like there's 2 kids out in the front yard, right? Very clearly, they could have killed the kids.
Yeah.
And then the mom was on the front porch, and she's like watching her dog go after the cop. Cop shoots him like 3 or 4 times. The dog runs back, cries underneath the fence, and dies like right there in front of the 2 kids, in front of the mom of that family. And that's just like insane. And yeah, like I said, I think it was the second time that officer has killed a dog within a month and a half. I think he hit and ran. Like, I think he hit one
Oh, wow.
driving like a month ago or a month before that happened. If it's, I'm 100% sure it's the same cop. But yeah, then the body cam footage comes up of like why you shot the dog, because like the other officer arrives like, hey, you just shot this. Like, why'd you discharge a weapon or whatever?
Right.
And he's like, oh, I thought it was gonna kill me. It was like the dog like stopped barking by the time it got to you, and it approached him, obviously. But it's like your first instinct to just, I mean, future ATF agent, if I had to guess, like,
Oh, yeah,
he's putting
he'll
numbers up
probably-
already.
Yeah.
Like, he's
Yeah.
already too deep. Like, yeah, he's gonna get promoted.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. He's ready for the next crash situation.
Yeah, he's ready for the next raid, you know? Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, stuff like that happens all the time. So like imagine having, and this is gonna like, you know, we're weaving back in, but imagine having like, you know, a group of cops like dissecting that video for Code Blue Cast or something like that. Like
Oh,
that
that
would
would be pretty cool.
because they would all be like, oh, what do you feel in these moments? Is it high tense already? Are you kind of already thinking I have to shoot here? Like, you know,
And
what is going to happen?
What goes to the, like, that's what I want to know.
And I think it's like,
And there's a-
oddly enough, we'll probably get 3 different opinions of having them all in it, because it's like, because let's say we get one guy that's 5 years, 10
discretion
years,
for me
15 years,
is
you know?
different for discretion
Yeah,
with you.
discretion using is way different for every cop.
Mhm, mhm.
Everybody on the force has a different idea of
Similar
that.
to what it comes down, like when you look at evidence, everybody's gonna, if you're not being paid to determine the evidence, everybody's gonna look at evidence differently. You know, that's when you look at the people that are experts, stuff like that. They're gonna say what you're paying them to tell them to say. So, you know, don't think they're on your side. They're just doing what they're told, what they're getting paid for.
Yeah. No, so I just imagine that could be like very beneficial to the Code Blue cam, and like
Mhm.
from there, I guess we just have to. I don't know how we get it going, but I would love to help produce that. I don't know, like he would not have to pay me until it made money. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
then
it
I
wouldn't
have
take
all the
long.
equipment, we have everything going. It would be a hit right away. I
Oh,
know
yeah.
that he knows that. But I think branching out and kind of like, because it is a risk. It's always a risk. Because
Mhm.
what if you do not get like the right cops and they say something dumb, and you know then it's like a
It'd
Code
be one of
Blue
those things
cam.
that everything has to be pre-recorded. It's like, so this way you can edit things. So this way,
Yeah,
you're
'cause
not making them look ill.
Yeah,
or
I was gonna
an
say
ill light.
you have to like literally paint everybody in the best light you can. So like I know that we'd have to, that'd be a little bit more of a production for sure than B tier, because like I don't really care if we say
Yeah,
anything
we're just good
crazy,
enough.
but yeah, but you know, like I would love editing for
We're
that.
not in
though,
the
and-
public light as they are, though, either. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Well, and
Yeah,
especially if they're
We're
not
not-
retired. You know what I mean?
That's so that's the other thing too. I've talked to because even Kato, like he doesn't like kind of even like before we started B tier, I was like, yeah, like how much are we actually going to be able to talk about your job?
Yeah.
And he's like, probably not as much as I would like to. And it's because he's still on the force. If he says anything bad, they can bring that up. It's like you get investigated.
Right.
Yeah.
All that stuff still happens, right?
Because
I mean, even there was like a night, I guess I can't talk about it much, but like Kato was downtown drinking and he was like part of an incident that somebody else had. And like he got investigated on everything because like he was just there off duty. And it's like, you have to, like you just become part of it because you're off duty cop anywhere. So it's like,
Guilty by association.
yeah. And
that's why cops have their cop
was, like I
bars or
said,
going to one group of friends.
not really a
constantly,
part of it,
you know?
but he saw something happen, and it's like, well, this is going to be everything that
You were
leads up to
there,
it. You're going to be
you
a
know?
prime witness because you
Mhm.
have credibility within the force already. So it's like, and he's like, dude, it was like the worst experience ever because he gets interrogated by his friends, like out in the forest,
Right.
detectives that he knows.
Mhm.
And like he's like, yeah, dude, I was like, because you got to be nervous in those
Why do you think
situations.
he's dating-
automatically,
Why do you think he's dating a
preemptively.
girl all the way up there in Minneapolis? You
Yeah.
know?
No drama
Yeah.
around here. Yeah.
Yep, I don't blame him.
Mhm.
And I know he was like, yeah, dude, because he was telling me he was gonna like move out of town like a couple years ago just because of how much like trash he had to go through for that. And then, he's like, well, I'm happy I got through it now because they like, they trust me a lot more now because it's, you
Well, he
cleared your
didn't,
test.
he
or
didn't do
whatever.
anything wrong. Right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but it's like he's like, yeah, dude, I just never thought that I'd have to be because
Explain
again,
himself,
just the
right,
off
just to be
duty,
at
just
the
being
bar, yeah.
there, is something,
Mhm.
seeing something. Yeah, and I don't know the exact details, but it's just like he's just like, yeah, dude, it was like a scary moment because like you just never know, like if you say something one wrong thing.
Yeah. I answer yes to this
To
question.
people who
not
you
no.
know who
Yeah.
are really good at investigating, and, it's people that you do
Those
who
trick questions.
yeah, they get you. They get you on something. And he's like, yeah, dude, like and it's happened to other people on the force. And he said, like, yeah, like, like his chief had to go through it once. And it's just
Kind of like a
you
rite of
have things
passage.
happen. Yeah.
It's
And then again, now they like really trust him because he's like gotten through
Oh, yeah.
that kind of like phase. And it was a couple years already into the force. And
which makes
But-
sense,
yeah.
I feel bad for them; they had to go through it, but it's just that's why cops will have they go to their bars or they don't go to the bar. Like
Yeah.
one guy is
They'll
the
have
party
the
hub.
meetup spot or
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Like I have a friend of mine that works in New Jersey. There in what's the name of the capital of New Jersey? I can't remember. It's a shithole. Well, New
Man,
Jersey
this place is a shithole.
yeah, but he was telling like
New Jersey.
he would, but it's like
York?
everybody Trent,
What is
Trent,
it?
New Jersey.
Oh, Trent.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what they would do is like since he didn't have any kids, and it's like, and at the time he didn't have a wife, so it's like people come to his house and they would come there and they would enjoy their time and then they would leave. But it's like this way they're out away from everybody, and like when he has a party, it's like everybody's inside the house or back behind an 8-foot privacy fence.
Yeah.
So this
I
way
think-
that it's like it's out of sight of cameras.
Yeah, I think that's like kind of the trick too. It's like, because if and if I'm gonna live here a while, I know I'm probably gonna get pretty involved with like a city council and all that stuff. I know.
Oh, you want to get on the board? You want to get into politics?
I don't know if I want to get into like politics per se, but like city treasurer is definitely somewhere in the back of my mind,
Okay, all right.
or some type of city administrator or something like that.
Oh,
Not
gotcha,
gonna be on the
gotcha.
school board or anything. But it would be beneficial, I guess, if say we did start like Code Blue Cast and then we kind of knew all the cops too. Like we could at least have like a safe spot for everybody, and it wouldn't be, it would be judge free. You know what I mean? Like, and that would be kind of.
They can't judge me either.
I think that would just be good. I think that would just be good. What is it like in Breaking Bad? Gus Fring like donates like the most money ever towards like their police force, their DEA agent,
Yeah,
stuff like that.
Here's a
He's like
donation.
the silent snake. Yeah, it's like oh yeah, we're gonna throw a banquet for you guys, and we're gonna have like dinner for
Just
you
while you're
guys
here,
set
just some
out all the
blinders,
time.
just some
Yeah,
blinders,
exactly,
you know?
exactly.
Yeah.
Don't pay attention. Don't mind.
Yeah, these
but-
are not the drugs you're looking
Yeah,
for.
but ran the biggest meth operation in that city.
No,
or
no,
whatever.
no, no, no.
Yeah, but it's just something like that. Like it would just be nice to have like ins with people like in around and
Oh, I know
yeah,
if I got
beneficial.
pulled over here, wouldn't have to worry about it then.
yeah, exactly. Well,
maybe
you might have
for the
to-
most part.
for the most part, yeah. But it's just good to have like those ins and outs and kind of know people, and like connections. Like I'm always down. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I know the question always is like, if I'm gonna end up in lacrosse with like, probably I don't know if I'm gonna end up in lacrosse. Like, you know what I mean?
I
But
gotcha.
like that all said, I'll probably have a house here at some point. So it's just like something to kind of consider. Is like you got to find the ins in whatever city you move into. So it's like you just have to, again, if you know cops, if you know lawyers, if you
Mhm,
know doctors in the area, that's like who you bring in and kind of get close to, and you know. Even having like Mayo board members like on a podcast would be
I duck hunt with a
benefit
lawyer.
there.
Like that's how me and my lawyer buddy got connected, was duck hunting.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
exactly.
Like
So you just have to find.
I didn't
like,
even
your
know he was a
in.
lawyer at the time. He's like, "Oh,
What
we
is
met
it they-
we met at a bar."
The 3 people you need to know, right? A lawyer, a doctor, and a cop.
Yeah, we met at a bar. And like my buddy's like,
Yeah.
"Yo, meet my
And a
bu-
mechanic. A mechanic is always
A
nice to have.
mechanic is a peak number 4,
meet my buddy Tom."
and then a
I'm like, "Oh,
gunsmith.
Yeah,
hey, what
yeah.
do you do for a living?" He's like, "Oh, I'm a lawyer." I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna have you around for a while now." Like,
I'm gonna need you.
Like, right? I
Not
may
legal
need
counsel,
you.
but
Yeah.
what would you do in this situation? Don't bill me yet.
Yes.
No, yeah,
No,
but it was super cool.
peak.
Like,
Yeah.
and like, yeah, we duck hunt every year together. Like,
Oh, I
It's
have
perfect.
I have 125 rounds of 7-shot and 1100 7-automatic, and it's like I have no. It's like I need to go duck hunt and get rid of all this ammunition. So I need to shoot things with this stuff.
Should I buy a 1911?
yes.
Yes, that's my
Or
next.
should I
guy.
buy a 2011? Have
Mm.
you seen the new ones? Have you seen the new Staccato? I think makes them, but it's like
It's a 2011. So is it
It's a
double 9mm
modern
or a double barreled?
It's not a double barrel. That would be crazy. A double barrel 45.
They make them. They make them. They kick like a motherfucker, but they make them.
No,
But hey, you
the-
go from 8 rounds to 16 rounds.
You
if it's-
should look up the 2011s. They're just like the modern Colt 19s, but they're like
Mhm.
they're phenomenal looking.
No.
They look really really cool. They're probably like 2-3K. You know what I mean? Like they cost quite a bit, but they look alien. You know what I mean? And I don't know if I should buy one of those or if I should just buy a really cheap like Rock Island knockoff. You know, because I like kind of just buying like cheap
Rock
knockoffs.
Rock Islands are not. They're like the AK-47s of 1911s because
Okay.
they're one that you can manipulate and trick out and stuff like that. But they shoot. I mean, I've watched people
They're, like,
bury them in the
consistent.
water. I watched
Yeah.
them bury in the sand, and they're a phenomenal
it's-
firearm for the
It's
price
funny
point.
because I was gonna say they're like the cheapest, probably the cheapest 1911
Plus or
copy.
minus, but they're the most consistent pricing. But they're good quality.
On sale. You could usually get them under like 400 or
Yeah,
under 300.
Because
So
usually
like,
they go retail for $6.99 or
Yeah.
$5.99 is what they usually
but
retail
I
for.
probably will end up buying the 1911. You still haven't shot my MP5.
Nope.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
so
Oh.
Yeah.
No, my MP5 beats out my Scorpion, but I really like my
Easy.
Scorpion too.
Easy.
I really like my Scorpion
Easy.
The
too.
Scorpion's
Easy.
nice.
Yeah.
The stock is too short for me, but it's like the gun's not built for
MP5.
me.
Yeah, but
all the way.
the blowback on the MP5K that I got, like,
Beautiful.
Oh man, well
So,
there's so much weight in there. You know, it's like all that steel.
Oh, it's so clean. So
Yeah.
like
So nice.
that one, and honestly, you can shoot it like a pistol. Like you can double hand it, and just it's so accurate. It's accurate.
So nice.
It's very accurate for what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, then he shot my AK. I think last time we were out
I shot
too.
them both. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the AKs are I think
Oh,
my
that was
favorite.
nice too. Yeah.
I'm liking AKs more than my M4 setup, so I think I'm just gonna build my AK out, put like all the grips on it and all that stuff, and
I think the last
or I end up buying a Crink and
Ooh,
get it
that'd be
like
fun.
300 blackout or something like
Yeah.
that. Maybe
Pay
do some-
$1.50 a round.
Yeah. Why not? Why not?
Most of my friends that have a 300 blackout are all have moved into reloading themselves because it's so expensive to buy them around. They're
Yeah.
expensive, but they're
But-
just a solid firearm.
I want to buy a PSA Jackal. So like that for people at home, it's like the Scar H that they have. It's like they're like cheap Scar H build. But you can get them in 300 blackout. You can get them under $1,200, and it usually comes with a grip and stuff. So like you could kind of get it like SBR'd right away or whatever. But yeah, like that gun, from what I know, is probably one of the more like cheap alternatives to like the actual Scar H. I don't know if I'd actually spend the money on like a scar.
Ooh, yeah,
'Cause
those
they're
are
like
5 grand
30
a piece.
Yeah, they're like on the cheap end, like
We-
4,500 or
Yeah.
3,800 or whatever they are.
They're up there.
If you can get deals on them. But then the next actual gun I'm gonna get is the SOCOM M1A.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's
Yeah.
a good. That's
So
a
if it's
good
not the 1911, it's gonna be the SOCOM M1A.
yeah, that 7mm it's a nice fire. It's a nice round.
Yeah.
Alicia,
But you can hunt with that too. So
Yeah.
I could put a 5-rounder in it and pop
Hey,
that
I've-
shit in.
there was at Coyote Creek
DMRs
in
are nice.
Minnesota. They had a 7mm for $250 here. This was probably 6, 7. No, this is probably 7 or 8 years ago. And Alicia's like, it's like I could buy that right now. We could go home. It's like, 'cause that's her favorite round. It's like, but it'd be one of those things where I couldn't buy it for like a anniversary or a birthday. So it'd have to be one of those random things. But it's like, it's part of me regrets not buying it, but the other part of me is like, I just want to I should listen to her because it's like, in like she hasn't really shot. Like the last time we shot was like 2 years ago, 3 years
Okay,
ago.
okay.
So I was like,
Yeah.
do I really want to have a firearm that's going to collect dust?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
Yeah, but it's like, yeah, it's no-brainer.
Collecting dust. I mean, you just
Yeah.
have an extra firearm. That's what you want.
I got an old Stagecoach double barrel. It's like it was my great grandpa's. So it's
Very
like
nice.
it's
Very
it's
nice.
yeah it's my brother-in-law.
That's not the one that I shot.
no, that's the 1100.
Oh, okay.
No, this is a
you
double
said
barrel.
double
This is
barrel.
this is side by side.
Yeah.
It's so old that it's like I don't want to shoot. It's
No.
like it'd probably work, but it's like I don't want to shoot it.
Well, sentimental value
Yeah.
alone. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Jeff was telling me one of his buddies, like, and I guess we probably can't say that on the pod, huh? The 357 through the wall.
Oh yeah. Oh well, no. This was over 20 years ago. So
Oh,
almost 20
okay.
years ago,
Statute of limitations.
Yeah,
We're
this is
fine.
already over. So
This was just last week. What do you mean?
Yeah.
so get this. So it's like I have a
That's
buddy of
so
mine
funny, dude.
has well,
funny.
it's, I should say acquaintance because I haven't talked to me more.
Oh yeah,
But-
yeah. We gotta disassociate ourselves
Yeah.
from this before the story's told.
Right. Well, I don't even know where he's at anymore. But yeah,
He's dead.
I met
I'm
him
kidding.
through my connections of getting to when I bought my first snake, and he had a Kaboom Viper, which are technically illegal in the state of
Yeah.
Arizona because it's like, well, if they get loose, they could survive.
Yep.
And well, he was a gun collector too, as well. Well,
Mhm.
he had a 350. He had he just decided like I'm gonna pull the trigger. It goes off within 24 hours. He packs everything up and moves because it's like
Yeah, but
discharging a firearm in
having an
town
illegal snake
and
you
having an
know?
illegal snake. And so yeah, so he beeline from that.
two
so with that-
felonies right there.
Right. Oh yeah. Because
Like,
if
That's
anybody
a
got
back right there.
and if anybody bought it or anybody got bit by that snake, the clearest the nearest antivenom is in New Mexico and Albuquerque, and it's like, yeah, even if you airlift it over, you're still
you're
dead.
dead.
You're dead.
The
yeah.
moral of the story is you can never commit just
Which
one
is
crime.
$10,000 a shot, by the way,
Mhm.
for anti-venom.
Yeah, there was
Shot. $10,000 a shot.
I saw somebody
Sounds
posted
horrible.
somebody posted this happened 5-6 years ago where somebody posted their bill from getting bit by a rattlesnake and it cost them like 175 grand.
My uncle got bit by one 4 or 5 years ago. It was 180 grand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
Like,
My
yeah,
God.
if you hear that rattle, it's like you either kill it or you move away.
yeah. Well, he didn't hear it.
And
He opened up his shed door and it just attacked from inside the shed door.
no rattle.
No
shit.
rattle.
That's
It was an
crazy.
8-foot rattlesnake. No
That
rattle.
fucker's big.
No rattle.
A massive one.
Yeah.
Oh, my uncle would tell me when he lived down in Tucson, so they would go over to because they would actually have snake rallies where people would go and go
Hunt them, yeah.
hunt them down, but they would get paid for their anti-venom because for their venom because the snake can only produce so much venom. But
Yeah.
it's like you'd see them handling these snakes like it's great. It was nuts. It was nuts, but it's like
I'm always scared about. I hear him when I like I don't know. Whenever you go hiking up in
Yep.
our woods, you hear them all the time. You
Yep,
just
that's
hear 'em
why
all the time. They rattle.
I always go. I carry whenever I go hiking.
Mhm.
Yeah, I carry now, but like I used to not have a concealed carry for a long time. So
I don't
just
care.
Never.
Mhm.
I don't have one. I'll still
Sometimes just
carry.
put it in the backpack.
I'll
you're
still
good.
carry. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll
No,
take that ticket
what-
over getting bit by a rattlesnake.
With all like the bears and whatever
Coyotes,
whatever
whatever.
else is out
Yeah.
there
Oh, yeah.
now.
Mhm.
I when I was coming back from the gym the other day, Completely
other
unrelated.
people, you know.
yeah, yeah, right. Other people. Yeah. So you're like walking down like in the woods, you know, and you
Yeah.
hear some music playing, and you're like,
not,
okay.
not just like that, but like
Did you guys ever see the
I'm-
episode with either Bear Grylls or what's the Australian from what's his name? I can't remember his name. The famous Australian that did all the
Guy
zoology.
Fieri.
No, that's a cook. That's a chef. What I can't remember his name. He's world renowned zoologist down in Australia.
Irwin?
Steve Irwin. Yeah, I don't know if you guys ever watched the video, but he actually stepped over a bedded rattlesnake. So his junk is setting just above this rattlesnake. And so he basically had to sit there and wait for the snake to move before he could move.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want to
Any
go.
sudden movements, you're getting bit.
Oh, yeah. And it's like, just talking about, it's like, I got bit in the joke by a rattlesnake.
Right.
I'll take my chance.
So you got a small target, is what you're saying?
No. That's not what I'm saying at all. I don't know, guys. We're gonna get sponsored by Nectar. That's what we gotta do.
These are so nice.
These are better than the berry, dude.
These are better than Zins.
They're better than
Yeah,
Zins.
yeah.
I like these better than Zins.
Zins kind of give me a headache though. I know, like if you go over like 3 milligrams for me,
Oh,
I
man,
I throw up.
Yeah.
So
3
like
for me
6
was
to 12, dude. There's people popping like
50
2
milligrams.
6s or like 2 12s.
I used to have a buddy that did 4, like one in
That-
like each corner.
and
I'm
that's
like
like
in the
bad.
kitchen, I'm just like, how are you doing
Like that guy's
How are
gonna
you
get
not,
throat
like,
cancer.
how are you not like
I throw
this?
one of them in my mouth, I'm throwing up.
Yeah.
Because, like
Like I said,
that's just
anything
too much.
anything
Like,
over like
I
3
smoke cigarettes,
milligrams.
so it's like
yeah,
that's just way too much. Like
I did a 3 milligram. That fucked me up. It's
Anything
like,
over
it
3,
made me
man.
feel
like
real sick.
I can't do the
Dude.
gum either. The gum's the same thing.
yeah.
Like,
It's
I'll
crazy.
throw
Like
up.
my cousin will put like 2 3 in as well, and it'll be 12 milligrams, and it's like you're doing like 40 milligrams almost of at the same time. Like, and he doesn't throw up. Like it doesn't nothing.
Yeah.
He's just
His
used to
tolerance
it.
is way up there.
Yeah. Which I mean has got to be. I mean I get it. Like the caffeine
mean,
tolerance for me is very real.
I can like see that because it's like the same thing with me with like an edible. Like you give me a 5.
You would be
milligram
the edible, yeah.
I'm not gonna feel anything. I give you a 5 milligram
I'm
edible.
I'm
You're gonna
going
be
to
high.
be blasted.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I don't have a tolerance.
No,
for
right.
it anymore.
Like I have to eat 50 milligrams to feel something
Yeah.
Yeah.
at least.
I got a buddy of mine that actually lives here outside town here, and
Mhm.
he is he can eat 1,000 milligram.
Oh yeah, I have buddies
edible,
that
and it doesn't affect him.
I have had buddies that like I've like opened up my bags like eat as many as you want because I know they're like that and they didn't feel anything and I can go eat 2 of them and I'm just
Yeah.
ripped the rest of the day and I go
Mhm.
how like
Yeah. Some people like he can't process it. Like when he eats the edible, his stomach doesn't process, so he doesn't get high.
well
But if he smokes, though,
but like
You know what
he
you got to
gets-
do though, right?
what's that?
You got to put them on your balls. That's how you get real high real quick.
you gonna go
Soak
up the
it
other
through your
direction.
nut sack. Yeah. There's a video of some guy doing that with Zins.
oh no
And it's like, obviously, it's probably the mint.
or like a
Zins
nicotine patch that
Yeah.
would suck
on your nut sack, dude. That would burn so much. But
Oh,
he
man.
puts it on and he's like, instant panic.
Oh Jesus!
But dude, people do that. People, I mean, I would figure it's like butt chugging a beer, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you try to
or
like,
boofing something
Yeah.
yeah.
Boof
Boof
it,
it.
Boof it, yeah.
yeah.
I'm gonna boof an edible. Let's see what happens.
Right.
Let's go down the rabbit hole, man.
Oh man.
But if you ever
So-
call me up, it's like, hey, I just boofed an edible. Like, you're your fucking own man.
There's just like, I don't know if it's like bath salts or whatever. I ordered them. I hope they get here.
Bath salts?
No, not bath
I was
salts.
like,
but-
There's the wrong place to end that comment.
I hope they get here soon
Yeah, it's like, all right,
There's
man.
a-
If you're
we're gonna be
clawing your
smoking
face
next
out,
week guys
There's like
right?
smelling salts, right? And you got like,
Oh,
you know,
smelling
for,
salts?
for like
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
listeners and
That's
stuff
something
like
else.
that. Like
Yeah.
they have a bunch of those.
athletes yeah
There's something called the boom boom stick.
boom
The boom boom stick. And this was
you
this was
crack it
pre-
open
this was like
Yeah.
presented to like Mark Cuban and all those guys on Shark Tank,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
Mr. Wonder, whatever. They all did them on Shark Tank, and this
Oh, I
episode
think I've seen this.
this
I think
episode
I've
never
seen this.
aired. But
Oh,
it was,
never aired?
you know,
Okay.
it was like a pre-recorded or whatever, and somebody leaked it. But these
Ah.
guys made an entire company out of just literally taking a smelling salt stick and just sticking it up your nose and like as loud as you can, whatever. And apparently you get like all the caffeine benefits, all of like whatever. right? But it looked too much like you were doing
A lot
like
of
a
coke,
line of
yeah.
coke, or yeah, obviously like taking like the bowl of the coke because people do that all the time. But yeah, this episode never aired, but their product launched. So
Oh,
I
shit.
bought some 2 weeks ago. They're not here yet, so I don't know what's going on with that.
Got
But
confiscated by the DEA.
oh, I hope.
Give us some clout. Give us some credibility.
But boom sticks. So I don't know. It's like doing coke
Oh.
through your nose. I'm assuming. I wonder like what it feels
I
like.
can just feel the nasal drip from
Well,
my days.
that's the thing.
Yeah,
It's supposed to
What-
not give you nasal drip because you're just smelling like the salt, right? Like you're not doing like the actual. There's nothing
there's
going
times I
up
do
your
miss that
nose.
drip. There's times I miss that drip, but it's
No,
like
you
nowadays I don't want to.
No, you don't.
Well, it's like, do you know how hard it is to get good coke? these days?
Sometimes when it dripped, it tasted sweet. Like that's
Yeah.
like there were
No,
times.
you guys are kidding.
There,
You guys
no,
are
there were
kidding
there were
yourselves.
times, man.
I've had some good coke in my days.
I mean,
Now
me
I don't.
too,
now
but-
it's like I don't even want to touch it because of the
I don't know if
possibility
there's
hit
fat.
Yeah, fat. You know.
Yeah, the thing with Coke is that it's pretty much. I mean, I realize this now that I don't use it anymore, but it's like essentially, you take the feeling of not eating anything all day.
Yeah.
You drank a entire Red Bull in under 30
chugged it.
minutes. You
Shotgunned it,
chugged it.
yeah.
Yeah, you
Mhm.
chugged it. And then it's like that anxiety spike, and that's
And the
all that Coke.
jitters and-
That's like all Coke is.
Mm-hmm.
But
Meth is kind of the same way.
it would last longer, like cause Coke like doesn't last long. It only is like
20 minutes.
30 minutes,
Yeah.
maybe max.
Yeah. I think the longest I ever had was like maybe 45.
maybe an
Yeah,
hour,
40,
maybe an hour, yeah.
maybe an hour, and that's just like
And you're
at
looking
the
for
hour
another
point,
bottle.
you're
looking for another
it,
one, yeah.
Yeah,
At the hour
well,
point, you're looking for it again.
But
But like that's essentially what it is, and like the caffeine high that you'd have from that Red Bull without an empty stomach all day
Mm.
would be maybe multiply it by like 2 or 3, and that's what Coke is.
and then you times that by 10, and there's meth. So
Well, meth is different, man. Meth comes in all different forms. You know, because people have like those derivative stimulants and all that stuff. I don't know. Like meth is a weird one because like people actually take it for like ADD. You know what I mean?
it used to
It's
be a
odd.
medicine. Yeah.
It's odd.
Mhm.
Yeah. Same
mean,
with like heroin. Heroin used to be like a painkiller, right?
Yep.
So like you
Just like
Valiant,
morphine,
all of
coke,
those like
THC.
derivatives.
Ketchup.
Yeah.
It's weird when you
Ketchup.
see
Ketchup used to be a medicine for stomach pains,
Oh yeah,
Oh,
and now it's a
interesting.
condiment on everything.
yeah,
well,
that makes sense.
Yeah, the ketchup then, the ketchup now are two different drugs.
Yeah.
Now, like the ketchup now
Well,
is like meth.
No, yeah.
What is it like? There's always like those breakdowns of what used to be in medicines in like the 1910s,
Used to have like
1920s.
chloroform.
Yeah, you'd have like 1% chloroform,
Yeah.
THC, cannabis was like in
Cocaine,
there,
like,
Coke
yeah.
was in there, pretty.
Oh yeah.
And you
It
know,
wasn't
and-
uncommon to have like the traveling doctors would have THC in their medicines things. They
Yeah.
actually have written
And
in
then,
their cabinets.
dude,
and
like
such.
big government, man, 1920s. That's when all that stuff changed.
Yep.
And
Yeah. Standard Oil, man. Standard Oil.
I'm not gonna get super. I mean,
Pharma,
the
yeah.
Pinkertons too. They used to hire
Yeah.
federal agents for all that stuff, and then
Hey,
they would
Pinkertons
like,
are still around, man.
yeah, probably.
There
yeah.
was a Magic the Gathering release from a company in Chicago that got some, and they weren't supposed to sell them yet,
Mm.
and they had the Pinkertons come knocking on the doors like, we know all this stuff back, and it was like it was a
That's
real fucking deal.
crazy.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And that was
so
like 2 years ago.
so
Maybe 3.
all that stuff still exists, but yeah, it's just
Mhm.
like it's insane that like where how regulation, I guess, kind of morphs away from what people normally do. Because I talked about this last night to somebody actually about like regulations in the specifically the refrigeration.
Before we get to that question, we put up a conversation
Yeah.
on pause in regards to the person that yelled out at the Kamala Harris. He's got a story behind that
Ooh.
from last Thursday.
Yeah, were you here? How late were you here last Thursday?
I was here until I was here after he left.
Did you meet the guy who ended up like getting the s'more with us?
Drunk guy outside.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Drunk group of guys,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
guess.
yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it was
and
The guy
he
who
was the
said
one that
he-
got kicked out of Kamala.
Kamala
Yeah, yeah,
Harris.
yeah.
Okay, so he was here.
I was here.
Yeah, so I don't know if he's watching, Might.
Well, he's described that night.
This
Yeah.
video will air in a couple weeks or whatever.
Shout out.
But yeah,
Yeah.
shout out.
Shout out to someone who's thinking I
Zach or
forgot,
Cody,
you know?
you don't remember your name. No,
Something.
no. So he was at the Kamala Harris rally here in town, and he yelled out "Christ is Lord" or "Christ is King."
Mm-hmm.
It got kicked out, right? And that was like a viral moment for like the campaign. You know,
Yeah, 'cause they're
got
just
on
like- 'cause
Kamala HQ on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
But he said like he said personally like he was arguing with a couple of 80-year-old ladies who were like talking about how they want like abortion rights and stuff, and he was like, I like my religion will like not let me do that, and if I have a girl that's pregnant, like won't let me do that. And then they started it started escalating, and he was like, yeah, like and then he like yelled out to Kamala like, oh, Christ is king, like gets kicked out. Like she like points him out in the rally, and is like, oh, like go down to the one smaller one down the street, whatever. Kamala only had like 1,000 people here, so let's not talk about that. But anyway, it sounded like a scripted event. Long story short, he was outside our house here, like waiting for his friend to get a wallet or like IDs
Yeah.
to go downtown, and he came over to our campfire. So we actually met him. He ended up subscribing to B tier. We hung out with him for like a minute or two or whatever. But he was just like, yeah, like my force, like the force of the religion that I follow, like compelled him to yell that out to Kamala, and then created that viral moment that everybody's talking about now. And
Yeah.
it's funny that and he's like, yeah, like a lot of people are kind of over exaggerating like what exactly happened and all that, but that's just like how the media is gonna run with it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he's like, yeah, like God kind of like compelled me to like throw that out there, and it created that viral moment, and it basically reinforced the religious side of the Trump side of stuff, because all of them are like, oh, like this means that she's demonic because she wants that people who follow Christ out of her rally,
yeah,
which is
that's
kind of like
usually
a
what
weird.
it means.
It like created that moment, and he was like, yeah, like it might not have been like perfectly done, and he was kind of mad that he had to leave early or whatever.
Yeah.
But just at the end of the day, it's kind of crazy that it like it's kind of more of like what the effect is versus like what actually happened. But
very, very true.
he was kind of cool to meet. Like, he's just like, yeah, dude, I got kicked out of a rally today. And I was like, well, we weren't going to go there, but that's crazy, Like, and again, like, I don't know, maybe it's God, but God works in mysterious ways in that way.
Yeah, you're right.
It made like it demonstrated a point that like there is one party actively against that kind of stuff.
Well, when you look at the DNCs, they support child sacrifice, and that's truly what it is. And so, like you watch some of the people that go.
You don't want to think of like that though.
Yeah.
What's this question that we got?
The question of the night is, how do you think the world will end?
Ooh.
Jeff, you can go ahead.
Oh, you want me to go first? You son of a bitch. Well, the nice thing is I already have an answer to that because it's going to be us. Man's going to destroy it. We've already poisoned the earth. It's going to take 50 plus years to get glyphosate out of our soil. We basically going to poison ourselves into extinction, and then it's going to give the earth an opportunity to reboot, and then hopefully, and then everything's going to be lost, and we're going to refine ourselves again. So it's just a matter of time when humans destroy ourselves. We're a very destructive race. We're like what Mr. Smith says we are, or Mr. Anderson, no, Mr. Smith is like we are a virus, and there is no cure for this virus except for extinguishing.
So
self,
there's like I'm gonna have like an argument for that, but do you think there's like, even if we get rid of all the glyphosate in our soils or whatever you just said, do you think that there's still gonna be stubborn people that are gonna live through that, and then aren't they just doomed to repeat it over and over and over again?
Most likely, that's why we don't have contact with outer space.
Okay.
But then
That's why we're
like,
never leaving.
yeah, that's why we're never leaving. Or the other theory is that we're a prison planet that we just kind of forgot that we exist.
Reality TV show.
And they oh yeah, the Truman Show. We could literally be a Truman Show for the internet, for the intergalactic federation. It's like, look at these guys. These are our rats.
These
See them-
idiots.
watch them destroy themselves, even though they have everything there to create free energy, food for everybody, and
So,
world wars.
You said within like 50 years. Do you think there's
No.
gonna
That's how long it would take for us if we were to stop today. And so, but as we continue,
Okay.
every year we continue to use it, it just keeps on adding on to it. So it's like we have to. It takes like I don't know. I don't have no idea how deep the glyphosate goes in the surface in the surface of the crust of the earth, but it's going to take a while. We have all the poison that's going through Ohio with DuPont and their Teflon and such. So it's like what was it? There was a documentary that they came out with like testing for people, like everybody around the world except for some really remote areas in the jungle in like Vietnam or something like that, or Cambodia, that we all have Teflon in our blood system. So it's like we already have that predisposition of having some means to accelerating our death faster. But if we don't, the poison of that we're doing for the earth doesn't kill us, it'll be our arrogance that'll destroy us. Whether it be we do nuclear warfare, or we wait to the point we have another massive ice age where it kills everything off and kind of resets, or if the what is it, super volcano in Yellowstone National Park blows up.
Sure. Yeah, the caldera goes off.
So it's like there's
2012 scenarios here. You got the massive flood again or something like that.
Yeah. So the funny thing is too is like all major civilizations have some form of flood.
Oh yeah. What is it, like ancient apocalypse always goes through that kind of stuff. But like those myths probably are not just myths, but it's just like folklore, I guess, at that point.
Well, these all had to come from something, and if there's enough cultures that say there was a great flood, then it's like
there probably was a great flood,
and that's where we could think of like the Younger Dryas, where they had that massive warming up sensation back 11,800 years ago. Because Graham Hancock just released another part, season 2 of the series.
I think he's back on podcast tours again. Too.
Yeah, I think he was on PBD this week. Today.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think he was on Rogan.
He's also on Rogan too.
Okay, yeah.
PBD, and also was on Chris Williamson too as well. Which I downloaded all those episodes.
No, so that's oh yeah, you did.
Yeah.
The modern that guy.
Yeah,
Chris Williams. Yeah.
I like Graham Hancock.
He's great, dude. Yeah. Chris Williams. I love his interview style.
Yeah, but I've always been a big fan of Graham Hancock. I got turned on him from Joe Rogan. My buddy Nick and I, we went up to the cities and watched him lecture. While he was battling a 102 degree fever while battling pneumonia. All the same thing, but he rallied, got up there, spoke for 90 minutes about his Musicians of the Gods book that were just released, and because he writes science books, but he's a journalist. And it's like if you ever have a chance to do your deep dive into him, he goes toe to toe with these Egyptologists, and your science is trash, and I'm beating you. And so it's like that. At that point in time, it's like I always look for the underdog. Like, why is the bigger conglomerates pushing that person down? It's like, what is he saying that they don't like? Kind of like when like Dr. Brian Ayers, if he ever dies, it'll open up the can of worms for big pharma and all the toxins that they have in their vaccines and shit.
Yeah,
I watched a 22-minute one, and it's like he didn't name the pharmacy company that actually had it, but one of them has a dog genome in there, and like all their as a binding agent, they use snake eggs.
A lot of GMOs use scorpion poison, because that's how you there's some genome connection. And I'm under the impression that I don't think all GMOs are bad, just because I think if you can genetically modify corn to say produce 4 times the yield, and I think that's kind of like a cool engineering feat, just because it does feed so many people. I think without GMOs, you would have mass starvation right now in America, or anywhere in the world, I guess. But just because it's been able to you put scorpion sting in there, and somehow it makes 4 times the yield of corn, that's pretty cool. But I know they're experimenting with so much different things right now. It's well, what will they be able to create? So this is something too. Do you think that human society, so you mentioned Teflon being in all of our bloodstreams or whatever. Do you think that human innovation over the next 50 years, or the market itself, will have enough innovation, or some different form of medical experiments or whatever? Do you think that could prevent the negative effects of everything that's been caused over the last 100 years, maybe?
It all comes down to what your income level is. If you're poor, you're fucked. If you have the money to be able to buy the healthcare, buy the services you need, you're going to be able to do it. So that's how it's always been. And so as once the reserve currency crashes, we're gonna see that bigger separation even more.
Yeah.
You know,
oh yeah, I
that's-
think we're going for that.
That's where we see a lot of
definitely.
this houses right now selling for like right now we've seen a couple of them go for like 14 million, 7 million.
Oh my
in a
gosh.
few
Guys.
years, like or that property we saw was 11 million.
Yeah.
Something big is going to happen. They want to buy. They want to sell out now at the property's high because there's going to be a big
A big
crash
drop
coming.
off. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Sure. But the next drop off, like everybody's like, oh, I'm gonna be able to buy a house. It's like, no,
No,
you won't have
no.
a job.
Yeah.
You
No,
won't have a
no.
you won't have a job.
it'll be a catastrophe.
Yeah. So like
It'll be anarchy.
I think that's something that a lot and you know, anarchy granted, like it usually does weed out the tyranny. So that's a good thing.
Mhm.
But what happens after is going to be kind of interesting. I think that's where
Yeah.
everybody's kind of at right now. Guys, yeah, that was such a funny joke show, man.
So,
you
Phil,
guys are great.
how's the world going to
I
end?
don't think
he ever answered.
I don't
think you're
I don't think I think we're just
making yeah, it's gonna giving you more fuel to the fire here.
Yeah,
That's the worst part. Is like we can't tell people about what we're doing.
yeah. If I had how the world would end, if I had a real guess, it would probably be zombies.
Zombies.
Yeah, I think
that'd be fun.
eventually the Atlanta lab that we have all of our Ebola and all of our
CDC lab down there.
yep, all of our SARS viruses they're gonna accidentally release, and then their zombies are gonna come back from the dead, and then we're gonna have like a Walking Dead situation, and you know I'm gonna meet a guy named Glenn, he delivers pizzas, and then I'm gonna meet a guy named Daryl who shoots a crossbow, and then you guys are probably gonna be there. It's gonna be
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
I think so too. I'm looking forward to getting a sword.
That'd be very fun.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I think I think we're gonna go out like the dinosaurs. I think it's gonna be one big meteor. It's gonna take us all out.
All right, go out with the dragons.
Like,
Okay,
yeah.
I like it.
All right. Go now with
One,
the dragons.
one big rock taking out our rock. You know.
Yeah, that'd be
All right.
interesting to see what happens.
That would be horrible.
Like,
Hey, at least it'd be quick and painless. You
yeah,
know, it's
we
like,
won't-
done.
Most
Yeah,
likely
atmosphere
won't see it coming.
evaporated.
You know what
hey,
I mean?
I
But-
appreciate that over cancer.
That would be the one way too that like I think we would just go out, because his way, like you have like the Teflon, like
You'd have
so
some
the-
survivors
you
for
would have,
so
like,
often
yeah,
long. Yeah.
even like an ice age or like some type of caldera event in
For so long, you'd have
Yellowstone.
some survivors until they all
Well,
died
'cause-
off.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They estimated in like I think it was 50,000 years ago now. We were like as a population, we were down like below 1,000 females. So like
Oh,
Homo
wow.
sapiens were like down below like 1,000 females. So like we've come back from that kind of brink before. You have really stubborn people. I know stubborn people in my life. They're not going to go down from some meteorite, but a meteorite would actually do it.
You're right.
Well, at least the testosterone levels go up, the estrogen levels go up, breeding will go up to a high peak. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
you're not all right.
No,
Honey gets pregnant again.
that's our reset, right? Again, if we could prevent zombies or something like that too, we shouldn't be studying those gain of function lab research things.
Right.
I think biochemical weapons is another really big thing to watch out for.
Yeah, that's something we
but-
we can deal without.
Yeah, it's something that like we've mentioned tonight, but it's just like there's moments in time that we can actively prevent our future destruction, and this is one of those. So
Yeah. Similar to what happened when
Not
we
to
did the mustard
preach.
gas. Yeah.
I'm preaching.
Because we learned from
Yeah,
World War One not to use chemical warfare, but guess what we're going to use? We're using chemical warfare just in a different matter.
Yeah.
Yep.
The white phosphorus stuff that's going on in,
Yeah,
in Hamas and in the Gaza region and stuff like
Mhm.
that. Like this is something that we've all agreed on is bad, but people still take the risk. So it's like, okay, we gotta agree on something and probably
but at least
denuclearize.
the thing is, what that tells us is that it's not the populace that's doing, it's Mossad or MI6, the CIA that's doing this, and they have the
Netanyahu.
backing of NATO or the UN.
Right.
That's why there's nobody
Yeah.
fighting over to stop it. Like when we had that big was it 3,000 pagers and cell phones blew up. I mean, we have nuclear bombs.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. So it's like if they want to kill any of us right here, it's like
They could
Click a
blow up our
button,
battery.
Click a button.
Yeah,
Yep.
blow up our battery. Kill me right now,
mm-hmm.
Netanyahu. Do it.
It'd be more like probably ATF or something like that.
I did.
Oh yeah,
Or-
the ATF is probably the one that has all the
Or the CIA or some black ops operation that the CIA doesn't have privy to.
You know, and this is something that you hope for in Western civilization is that some companies aren't compromised, right? So you kind of hope that like Apple,
Any publicly traded
'Cause-
company has been compromised,
But,
except
like,
for like X and Best Pro.
Apple like hasn't like because even like Trump is like asking for like, hey, can you get the records of this phone and unlock it for us because I want to know who is trying to kill me, and Apple won't even do that for Trump. So you kind of hope that Western liberalism and like Western civilization ideologies, all that might still rely on some of the some of the bigger companies. And that's kind of like that last hope of it's like, okay, maybe not everybody's on board with this whole government authoritarianism thing, but I don't know. Who knows?
That's why I have Boost Mobile and Mint Mobile, all the low end ones is Cricket and such.
The low end ones are probably all funded by the government.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Yeah. Like they're all like subsidized and all that. But
yeah, Cricket was probably an FBI operation for the
but
help with
even
illegals.
what was it like Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, all of them had a back end problem that apparently like the Chinese government hacked. So they were able to like get into most of our phone records here.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes sense because somebody who like, I don't know, I used to work in that field and like you just kind of like realize like it is pretty like unsubstantiated. Like it's not that it's not regulated because all FCC transactions, like all airwaves are monitored now at this point. But you kind of the Patriot Act, right? Which is something that the left and the right populism seems to hate, but the right authoritarians love. But it is something that is like
because they don't want to know on their destruction. They want to prevent their destruction because they know what they're doing is wrong.
Yeah, exactly, and most people can agree on that. Yeah,
100%. That's a good way to end it.
Yeah, it is. Guys, B Tier Pod. If you haven't already, click that subscribe button, click that notification bell down below. Definitely start liking our daily content. We're coming out over on everywhere. I got Spotify finally caught up on scheduling and all that stuff, so that should be good to go. We're over on Facebook.
We're over on Facebook. Doing well on Facebook.
We're doing well on Facebook.
Thank you all.
Yeah.
I'm nervous for comments. I love to see kind of what people say because everybody's like, "Oh, B tier is kind of generous," so that's gonna be the. And then I usually reply like, "Oh,
I think I've only seen out of the like comments that I read through today, which was all of them on the one video or whatever.
Yeah,
there was only one that's like, oh, a room full of guys in a man cave or a living room, and I'm just gonna unsubscribe now. Like, I think just like I'm just gonna block it now. Like I have no use for
if they're like a woman,
I don't want
to
hear
it.
Get out of here. Is what he said. So it's like
we challenge his moral support.
Could be. I don't know.
That's usually what happens. Is like they unsubscribe to us. Like we made their conscience come back to life, and it's like no. I don't like my conscience.
We made you take the time and comment.
Yeah,
we made you comment on our video.
Yeah,
so that's
telling
us
that you're not gonna watch.
Oh, I'm done.
Whatever.
Be like a normal person and just click unsubscribe and not
scroll.
Oh, that's tough. That's tough. Like, could be me. I got things to do. No, I think that's awesome about all of us too. Is like all of us are very busy people. So like just offhanding comment, like I think somebody said like, oh, like B tier is being nice or whatever. Like somebody commented that.
I think it was being generous or something like that. Yeah.
Well, somebody else said that too recently. And I commented below, I'm like, I'm sorry your Minecraft gaming channel didn't work out. Good luck next time, bud.
A lot of hate with you, just the way you talk. And then you as well on the Facebook, there's just like, I don't like the way he talks. Like, I'm just like,
lispy or whatever.
No. And it was a video of Jeff talking about deer hunting. And it's just like, don't like the way he talks. He's talking about something he's passionate about. You know what I mean? Like,
we're gonna get a lot of that,
which is fine. Which we still made you take the time and comment on our video.
Yeah.
How much time did you? How much time did you lose leaving that comment and watching that video? A minute.
Phil, I think you're gonna be our voice of reason when it comes to like how internet hate is. Because like me, I get wrapped up in that stuff. So like,
I mean, I'm sure I'll get some hate eventually for just being the stoner and just my views in general.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure it's gonna come around. Like,
but this is the benefit of working in a group. Is like if they attack one of us, it's like they kind of just like are.
At the end of the day, I don't care what anybody thinks of me besides me and maybe my wife and maybe you guys. But like, I know we're gonna be cohesive and like not really drag each other, but like sit here and have a discussion about different views.
Yeah.
We're not gonna like drag you in the mud just because you like.
I need it.
Like-
Somebody please.
You eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
Yeah.
Without any milk.
I ate a bowl of noodles. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. You have a good night. I'm so
Peace.
Yeah.